questions like what you will react, how you are going to react. So those kind of questions you will ask in your hiring manager interview.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm here today with Rohan. Hey, Rohan, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Tammo?
I'm also very good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, today I have the pleasure to speak with you about your journey to Germany. We met somewhere last year, then you got a job offer. You came to Germany end of last year, and now it's been almost 9 months, right? You are in
Yeah.
Germany already.
Yeah.
Before we keep on talking, maybe you just introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I am Rohan, and I came to Germany last year. And like as Tammo said, like, it's been 9 months already. And I came as a senior Java developer. And like when I started finding a job in Germany, like I was a senior Java developer, and like it's like mainly on the backend technology only. And like I had almost around 11 years of experience. And in that, like mostly nowadays, like it's like cloud technology, which I'm currently working on, AWS, and that also Spring Boot, and like all the different services of AWS. So currently, yeah, I'm a senior Java developer, and yeah, that's all about myself.
Cool. And you have when we met, you had like 10 years of experience. You said you had a good career in India, settled, you got probably good salary there.
Yeah.
Why, first of all, did you take the decision that you and your family want to move abroad, and why Germany?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, actually throughout my experience, like I had uh, I had got the opportunity to work in the different countries of Europe. I had already worked before coming to Germany. I had worked in the Sweden for 2 years, and I had also been to different countries like France, Belgium, and different European countries. So throughout my experience in Europe, like I feel like the work-life balance and the I would say the environment and the atmosphere within the office, it's like quite good. And like because of that, like eventually it's like personal life is also going good. And because of that, like I thought like I can be in any of the European country where I can want to work for a longer period of time. So that's how I started looking for a job on all over Europe, and I see like Germany has the highest IT jobs which are open in the Europe. So then I started thinking like I can go for the Germany, and that was the idea behind that. Like because I had past experience in the Europe, and like yeah, I want to work more in the Europe and like to find a job here. So
Okay.
that's how it started. Yeah.
And did you also had some long-term plans, like for you, for your kids? What were the long-term goals or things you had in mind when coming here?
Yeah, so for now it's like as of now, like my kid is like it's just started in the kindergarten, and like yeah, at least for me, like I would say at least I want to explore for next 4 to 5 years, and
Mhm,
after that, like how it goes, like based on that, like I can decide like how whether I want to proceed or I want to go back or not.
mhm,
But at least 4 years I want to spend here,
mhm,
because like by that time she will also able to chance to go to the school. So
mhm.
that's how I will also know like how is the school and all for her. So yeah, means as of now the plan is like that, but
Okay.
yeah, it can change after
Okay.
probably 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. When we met, how did we start this whole job hunt process to Germany?
Yeah, so to be precise on date, because I see like I contact you on last year 15th of May, I believe. I remember the date. And like on that date, like after that, like we prepared the resume, and like eventually we started applying the job in the, I would say in the June month.
Mhm,
And like probably, and I would say it was like 3 months overall,
mhm,
3 months around. And after that, like I received my first offer.
mhm. And what was the first steps we did to approach companies, or in the process, the very first thing we did together?
Yeah, so very first thing is like to align my resume, which is compatible with the European market, or I would say German market. So that was the very first thing we did together. And based on that resume, if any of the area I need to brush up, like because you guys are already know like which technologies are very demanding in the Germany. So some areas I need to do some brush up, and I did that. And in parallel, like we also started applying the jobs as well, so that means I would say within couple of weeks I started getting my interviews.
Mhm.
And in general, overall, before finding my first offer, I would say I interviewed in at least I would say 7 to 8 companies.
Exactly. And what was the interview process like? And maybe also what was different to the interview process in India?
Yeah. So here also yeah, it means it's different. Interview process is completely different in compared to India. They will judge you based on your past experience. Well, means I would say actual technology which or actual problem statement which they have. So like in India, usually like when you have a technical interview, like it's going to be either they will give you some code snippet and then probably you need to write, or some they need to ask some questions theoretically. That's usually how it was the process on India. But
Mhm.
here I see like usually first they will give you the home assignment.
Mhm.
So that home assignment will either be of 3 hours of coding challenge or actual their problem statement, or it can be sometimes live coding as well. So first of all, they want to evaluate based on your coding skills. If it is coding challenge for 3 hours, and then they have also put their test in that exam. And if you pass those tests, then only you will be proceed for the next step. And sometimes like they will give you your home assignment and you need to give the whole bundle of your service, and
Mhm.
then that they will evaluate your code quality, whether you are having enough code coverage or test coverage, and everything is been good, then only they will call for the actual technical interview.
Mhm.
And in that technical interview as well, like they will ask like probably some small code snippets or basic concepts of your technologies which you are working on, and your background, like what you have done all over your career. So
Mhm.
those kind of thing, it's a kind of the second thing, and usually the third or fourth step is kind of managerial round, where like you will talk with your hiring manager, he or she will give you some situation based questions, like what you will react, how you are going to react. So those kind of questions you will ask in your hiring manager interview. And or probably sometimes in with that interview, like I also faced HR was also there, and
Mhm.
she also asked the question related to HR stuff. So it
Mhm.
can be eventually mix and match of both HR plus hiring manager interview. So that's how like overall I find the process. Uh, and like in if I give you one specific example, there was one interview, one round, one company where there were 4 people were there, and it was
Mhm.
like 2 hours was interview, in that interview only they ask everything.
Mhm.
And then after that, like once I cleared that, and then there was second round. So
Mhm.
there were 2 hiring managers, one architect, one HR. So and they didn't disclose like what is going to be the interview process. They said like it will be
Okay.
2 hour discussion. So, but yeah, overall, gist of it like is like technical
Mhm.
coding round and hiring manager interview.
Okay. And for the hiring manager interview, we did a lot of mock interviews also for the HR round, right? Because usually this is different to India, as you said, and then we trained this a lot, those behavioral scenario-based questions and so on. Tell me, regarding the tech stack, you already said that in the beginning. What would you say for other Java developers who are watching? Maybe mention some core tech skills you need to have or technologies you should be using right now, which are hot in the German market.
hmm So currently, it's like microservice is very hot in terms of if you are a Java developer or Java backend developer. So microservice architecture is very widely used, and in that as well, especially Spring Boot is like mostly used by all the companies. So I suggest like to have good knowledge on Spring Boot as well as this microservice architecture. And also like if you are familiar with any of the cloud, because if you are using microservice, you will definitely use any of one of the cloud
Mm-hmm.
technology. So you should also have good knowledge on the clouds, where and how it's going to be deployed and how it's going to be used. So infrastructure related things around it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's I would suggest. And if I share my experience, like in for I would say, as I said, like, it's like 7 companies I interviewed. So most of the means I would say 60% or 70% of companies which interviewed me, like they asked me some basic questions only related to core Java concept, related to core Spring Boot concepts,
Mm-hmm.
and then 20% like it was like a live coding interview. So I suggest like so many people like practice more on coding, interview coding, and live coding and all, but like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they lag on the actual basic concepts. So that's what I suggest, like brush up this thing as much as possible, because many of the companies only check about these core concepts of this technology, and they don't probably ask you about any of the technique, live coding or interview as well, or a technical challenge. So at least there is, if you are good in that in concept wise as well,
Mm-hmm.
at least there is possibility somewhere, like if they are only looking for this core concept, then you can clear that interview, technical interview.
Awesome. And did you need to speak German for the recruiting process or for your job right now?
No, actually, still now, like it's in my company, it's like MNC, and it's like common language is English only. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't need to speak German at all. But
Mm.
like now they are means helping me to learn German. That's another thing. But like on in terms of interview process or on day-to-day life, I don't need to speak German language.
Awesome. And how was it after you got the offer? Like you got the offer letter, how was the visa process for you after that?
For my company, like they had also given me the relocation provider who is going to who supported me on the all the required documentation and visa process. But like I was also in talk with the existing this Fajig members who has been already been through this interview in this visa process. So I was already in touch with them. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, although I had that support from the my company for visa related thing, but it's not that difficult. Like and like I see many of the members, many of the other colleagues were doing by themselves, and like it was smooth only. But yeah, visa was not an issue. It's like main thing it's required is your contract, and based on that, like everything will be smooth.
Perfect. And you are in Germany now for 9 months. Your wife also found a job now. You said she's also studying, working. Your child is going to kindergarten now. No,
Yeah.
you settled, right?
Yeah. I would say now it's going good. Yeah.
Perfect. We will do a second part of this interview where we will speak more about working in Germany, how that is settling in Germany, what is new to Germany. Regarding the interview process,
Mhm.
is there anything else you would like to add? Maybe what you think could help other Java developers who are applying for jobs in Germany as well?
So I suggest like whenever they evaluate our means our assignment, what they are looking for is like whether you have implemented enough log for your code, you have
Mhm,
proper documented your code, then you have good coverage of your code, like you have written enough number of tests,
mhm,
those kind unit test I would say, those kind
mhm,
of things are like very important to them. Like as per my experience, like these German companies are very much keen on the quality of the whatever you are delivering. So
mhm,
whatever you are delivering, like it should be good documented. It should be well, means understandable. Like if someone is reading your code, like it's easy to understand. Like they're able to understand like what you are trying to say or what you are trying to write. So readability and all, like it's a very key thing. And as I said, like logging in your code, it's very important for them, as well
mhm,
as enough unit test is also important to them. And I received good feedback from them as well when I have submitted the my assignment, and like they said like your code quality is very good, and that's what I had done. Like it was properly documented, properly there were enough logs, and there were enough unit tests. So those kind of thing, it's a, I would say it's a small thing, but it's a very important here.
Exactly. Thanks for that, for pointing that out. We can't emphasize on that enough. Unit testing, clean code, absolutely key, not only for your recruiting process, also for working in Germany.
Yeah,
Many
yeah.
thanks, Rohan. We will do a second interview where we talk more about life in Germany, how it is to work in Germany. But for now, thanks again for those insights. I think it was very helpful for all Java developers or software developers in general who want to apply for jobs in Germany. And yeah, if you're also a software developer, you watch this video, you find this interesting, watch our 30 minutes video training, which you find below this video to understand how we work. If you like, book a call with us. We assess your profile. If we think you have good chances to land a job in Germany, we're gonna work with you, we're gonna help you. And then it will take a few months until you get your offer and you will also be coming to Germany and work here. Many thanks, auf Wiedersehen, and bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.